Scotland needs the UK's standing in the world and wouldn't be taken seriously internationally. The only place Scotland isn't taken seriously is at Westminster. Ireland just won a seat on the UN Security Council. This is just nonsense.
They've bought into this kind of mythology of the United Kingdom that it's a global power, and that if you're not a global power then you're insignificant. I think one of the things that the United Kingdom is beginning to find with Brexit is that it's nowhere near as important as it thinks it is. Brexit has kind of exposed a lot of the truths of British exceptionalism.
Scotland needs the UK's standing in the world and wouldn't be taken seriously internationally. Now, I call shade on this one, because think of how many small, successful European countries that we have. Denmark, Iceland, Estonia. Just look at Ireland, for example. Ireland has a smaller population than Scotland, yet it's a member of the UN, the EU, and a contracting party to the European Convention on Human Rights. So really, need I say any more?
Scottish independence depends on North Sea oil and gas. The oil and gas production in Scotland peaked more than 10 years ago and has been falling ever since, declining by 7 or 8% every year, even though the costs to extract it have gone up. Net tax revenues from the North Sea are currently negative, meaning oil and gas companies receive more from the taxpayer than they pay in taxes. Oil and gas extraction is not profitable without significant government subsidy, and we cannot base our future economy on it. We need to make sure that everyone working in this declining industry is able to transition to a job in a long-term sustainable industry, like renewable energy. Scotland, after all, has 25% of all the renewable energy in Europe. Let's harness that potential.
Do you know, I think this is going to be a real shock for people. It'll be the opposite. Just look at one part of the UK. It's the part that, when you look at opinion polls by region, has roughly the same sort of social democratic, outward-looking views as Scotland. It's London. London regularly doesn't get the UK Prime Minister it votes for either, funnily enough. It didn't vote for Boris. It doesn't generally vote for right-wing Conservatives. And actually our problem will be trying to deal with the influx that could well come from people who can sell their homes in London for quite a lot and buy pretty big property here. We've already seen some of that with second homes. So no, I think the very opposite will happen.
That's really total mince, because I've never hated an English person in my life, with the possible exception of Harry Kane when he scored that equalising goal against Scotland in 2017 in the World Cup qualifiers. I hated him for a wee bit then, but generally that's just mince.
Supporting independence is all about hating the English. I really hate it when people say that. It really bugs me. It was an independence event in a pub in the town, and I went outside for a cigarette, and this drunk guy came up to us and he goes, "Oh, are yous all the bigots? Are yous the bigots? Are yous the bigots? Yous all hate the English. Yous all hate the English." And I went, "What are you on about?" I said, "I'm married to an Englishman." "An Englishman?" "Yeah, an Englishman. We're a gay couple. How? Are you a bigot?" And he went, "Oh, no, I'm not a bigot. I'm not a bigot." And then he wanted to talk about independence. But independence isn't about hating anybody.